Peace and blessings, everyone. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, and Monday is ruled by the moon. Good morning. Good morning. Monday is ruled by the moon, and I am here early. I'm so excited because I have a lot of work to do today, so it just felt good to come and be here early. So we are in the energy of the full moon. The full moon in Sag is, I believe it's tomorrow night, and Sag and Gemini, this is the energy that we've been in this month, and the Gemini Sag energy is very much related to the story you tell yourself and what is the truth, right? Like Sagittarius is about truth, and there is one absolute truth, and that is, depending on how you want to narrate that, there is an absolute truth, and it looks something like the sun is going to rise every day, and the moon is there are things that are absolute, and then we all have our own individual truth, your own individual philosophy, and it's really great when that is aligned to the cosmic truth. But if it's not, that's fine too. It just means that your energy has it doesn't flow in a sort of easy, natural way when you are when you're at odds with cosmic law, cosmic truth. So the interesting thing that I love about the moon, which rules today, the moon is the day, Monday and the moon, right? The moon rules the feminine. It rules the mother. Now, I want you guys to know that, as human beings right now, we really are in the dark ages. We really are in the dark ages. And what that means is that our relationship to our psyche and our ability to receive light is handicapped. So we perceive ourselves as separate. We don't see the things that make us connected as easily as we would if we were not in the dark ages. And so because we don't perceive light in the way that is really true to our nature, we see ourselves as separate, and then our behaviors and the things that we create and the belief systems that we have are aligned out of, not in alignment with light, not in alignment with cosmic law, not in alignment with nature. So things like white supremacy, that goes against nature. The way that women hold ourselves in our cultural agreements goes against nature, right? And so the moon rules the feminine. And the feminine and the masculine are not gender assignments. They are not. But it is often easier for women to access feminine internal power simply the way it is for men to be naturally physically stronger than women. It doesn't mean that a woman cannot make herself as strong as a man is physically, but naturally it's not the way it is, right? And so that is true for feminine internal power. Women access it easier. We just have a greater we're able to be with emotions. It's because we have a more profound relationship with water. It's as simple as that, right? We hold more water in our bodies. We regulate water more in our bodies. We bleed once a month. All of that gives us feminine power. It means that we are functioning differently inside than men. So, but there is a role in that. So what's happening on our world right now that's difficult, and you may have read my post where I talk about women leading from behind. Is it based on generational conditioning? Yes, it's based on everything. You know what I mean? It's based on the conditioning. It's based on our relationship to the cosmos right now, like how the earth is not is shifting its relationship to the sun. These are natural cycles. This stuff is normal and natural. It's just that we're living through something that humans haven't lived through before. And there were libraries with years and thousands of eons of documentation on humanity and cosmology that were burned by the Romans and the Greeks. Like they burned this information. The Catholic Church stole so much of this information and hid it away. Like, this information is it's alchemy based, and it's normal how to live this way, but they want to keep it hidden so that you won't have your own power, so that they can control you. But if you understand it and you start to learn it, it's available. You just have to want it. And you have to be, for me, I had to get tired enough of not being able to rely on that 3D reality. So back to my point, which is that the feminine governs the internal reality, which is the as above. The masculine governs the external reality, which is so below. But as above dominates so below, because the internal creates the external, right? So what did you just hear me say? Women give birth to men. Women give birth to, the feminine gives birth to the masculine. And when we as women are overly mesmerized with the external reality, and it shows up in my life, like I get tripped up by love relationships. I need money. I'm like really focused externally, right? And when I'm really externally focused, I lose my internal power. It goes away, because you cannot have internal power and be distracted by the external, because your internal power will collapse. So when I say that it is up to women to change this reality, what I really am saying is we are too focused in the external. We are too focused in the masculine. We are too focused in the dominion that is governed by men. And we're focused that way, yes, because of conditioning. It is. I mean, there have been all sorts of things done to make us be trapped in this reality and not use our subconscious power. There are all sorts of efforts that do it to mesmerize us, narratives, stories to trick us. Yes, there are great efforts to get us out of our power, and still and yet it is your responsibility, and still and yet there is no one to blame but yourself. And it's not about blame. You've got to really understand. And here's the thing. They need us, like the reality, the cosmos needs us to be in our order so that we can usher in the new reality, because men don't have the antenna. They don't have the psychic powers. They don't have the subconscious connection to the divine that we have. So when we are fucking putting all of our attention on them, and we're not putting our attention on the divine, on the rituals, on the cosmos, when we're not doing that, we are fucking everything up, because we are out of alignment. And that's why I like to say it's our responsibility, and they can't do our job. They cannot do our job for us. They can't teach us how to do our job. They don't know how to do our job. Only we can do it. But we're so focused on getting the bag, how much money he got, and I do it too. Like literally when my libido starts to go, I cannot, you would think that all the miracles that God has put in my life just vanish, and all I can think about is, where will I find the next so I watch myself do it, and I've watched myself do it year after year. I've watched myself give my power away. I've watched myself get so caught up in the life, this external experience, that I totally lose my footing and, lose myself and my center, because our power is invisible. It is subconscious. It is in the unseen realms. And so you have to know it from a deep place within yourself, because you're not going to always be able to see it in your 3D reality, in your actual physical experience. So the moon is the energy that rules our inner world, and the feminine rules the inner world. The feminine. We are all masculine and feminine, all of us. But women have a greater percentage, generally, this is generally speaking, of feminine power. And we can more easily access it internally because we have more water in our bodies, so that we can feel more. That's what the water does. It makes you capable of feeling more deeply. That's why we can have children and give birth and feel those pains that would kill a man. If a man felt a labor pain, y'all, if a man felt a labor pain, he would die. If a man felt, like some of y'all don't want to feel no labor pain, so y'all getting epidurals. Let me tell you, them labor pains are, but your body is built for it. You are built to be able to channel that much power through your system, through your nervous system, to build a body inside of you and then bring it into reality. That is what you are made to do. A man cannot do that. He is not designed for that. So if you are not using your power, and that's what I'm training myself. I'm like, how is it that I can be with this power and energy in a way that where I'm not a slave to it, where I'm not a slave to it, where I actually control it, and I'm not allowing it to control me. So when those hormones kick in and you're like, "Ooh, I gotta go get it." Am I a slave to it, does it run me, or do I run it? And you did it. Somebody said they did it 6 times. Somebody had 6 children. Ooh, you powerful. You're powerful when you have 6 children. You're powerful. So, the moon today is asking us to really be. I'm about to hop out of the Uber. I take my son to school every morning. This is our last week. My baby is graduating from middle school. It's been amazing. It's been such a journey. Okay, so as I'm doing this, hold on one second. Okay, great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. All right. So, the moon. The moon is our emotions. The moon is our invisible power. The moon is our psychic abilities. The moon is our intuition. The moon is the cosmic force that pulls, that magnetizes. The moon is the magnet, you all. The sun is the light, and the moon is the magnet of the light. So that is what the feminine does. The feminine magnetizes, right? So if we really want to change the world, the way for us to do it is to magnetize a new reality out of the masculine. You have to live in it in your body. You have to actually be able to feel the world that you desire to live in. You have to feel it. You can't look at the world and determine that this is it. You have to be willing to see something from inside of yourself that isn't there yet. And that is a little crazy making, I have to say. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do. But it must be done. It must be done. Yes. And so, and the thing is, when you start to really be willing to feel it and honor all of your feelings and lean into them, right? Lean into them. That's the feminine power. That is the feminine power. You see the thing, the masculine energy, it's not as fluid. So it doesn't lean into them. When they feel something bad, they want to go to war. If they felt what we felt giving birth to children, can you imagine? If everything we felt, we wanted to go to war. It's like, so we have this really incredible opportunity. The moon is in Sag. We're about to have a full moon. And we are asking ourselves, what is the truth? Like, literally, can you embody the truth? Can you live into the truth? And it's, for many of us, we're doing a lot of healing right now. A lot of healing work has to be done, and you have to face yourself. You cannot lie to yourself about anything going on. I had to really face myself and ask myself, like, wow, like I was so afraid to be myself. I was so afraid to be myself that I really wanted love, I wanted to escape into love, into romance. It was like I can never be who I'm really here to be. So, I'll just hide out in a romantic connection, or I'll hide out in a motherhood. I'll just hide behind being a mother, and I'll hide behind my excuses. And then I literally started to feel like I was gonna die. I was like, if you're not gonna use your power, what's the point of you being here? Like, if you're not going to do what you're here to do, then what are you doing, right? What are you here for? And I had to really make a decision to move into the power and to feel it. And it has been really tremendously uncomfortable. It's been scary as fuck. It's been really scary as fuck. And why? Because the narratives that we are given here are all illusions. They're all illusions, but they feel real because everybody's kind of agreed to it. Like, we live in this incredibly gaslit culture where shit is just lies, right? Like, we elect people and they say they're going to do stuff and they absolutely do not do it. You know what I mean? Like, that is an energy system that is alive. It is real. So when to break yourself out of that, the agreements that everybody has agreed on and said, just look at what happens when people say they're not voting or whatever. Like, people lose their fucking minds because we've been conditioned to believe that is where our power is. We've been told that that's where your power is, and you have to do it that way. And that's an illusion. It's a lie. And even it proves it every year. The same thing going, and it never gets better, and we still go back attempting to do it because we're abdicating our own power. We're giving our own power away. We're literally saying fuck you to the truth. Like, because no, you cannot vote for somebody. And we do it in all these ways, right? We do it with the medical industry. We do it with teachers, thinking they're going to teach it's just, all these are illusions that really are built on this white supremacy capitalistic system that would have us believe that we are creating something or generating something, but it's what we're creating and generating is false. You know what I mean? And so that's why our country is filled with people who are opioid addicted. I mean, it's really profound. The news is not talking about what's going on, right? But people are opioid addicted. You see all the kids going because people are in profound pain because they are digesting illusions and lies that leave them empty. They are digesting belief systems that leave them empty and incapable of really actually doing anything that makes them feel aligned. It's pretty profound because of that inner world reality. We have to learn to take care of ourselves from the inside out. So the full moon in Sag is asking us, what is your truth? What is your truth? What is your truth? And not the truth that you see, but the truth that you feel. And whatever it is, you have to acknowledge it. You cannot step over it. If you're afraid, you have to be able to acknowledge, I'm afraid. If you are, peaceful, I'm peaceful. If you're chaotic, I'm feeling chaotic. You have to acknowledge, because you can't skip over where you are to get to where you want to be. You have to walk through it. You have to go through it. So, the moon today, when I checked, was at the 10th degree, and that's the degree of reciprocity. And reciprocity is really just understanding that what you put out, you get back. Like, this is a reality of reciprocity. And here's the thing. If you can love yourself where you are, then that's the reciprocity you get. So even if you've not really done the work and you're really, like, the universe is so beloved and generous, there is always a way. There is always a solution with the universe, always a solution. And even if you've not done the work, you can love yourself. You can just be like, even though I fucked up, I love myself. Or even, that's a judgment though, right? But even though I feel fucked up, right? I still love myself. I still know that I'm worthy because I'm here. And so you can neutralize anything with love and gratitude. I'm so grateful to have learned this lesson of what happens when I don't do what I know that I want to do. Or I'm so grateful to learn the lesson of what I do when I'm not really listening and doing what I know is best. I'm so grateful to understand what happens when I'm not being obedient to myself. This is a great lesson for me to learn how difficult I can make it by not being obedient to myself, right? You can neutralize anything. By literally, you can neutralize anything because with love and gratitude, you can neutralize anything with love and gratitude. And so if you understand that, if you can understand that the internal world is the key to the external world, the feminine rules the internal world, and it creates from within what has to show up externally. That's why women have babies. Do you get it? Right? But that is also happening at the emotional level. It's happening on the physical level. It's happening on the emotional level. It's happening at the spiritual level. It's happening at the level of the shadow. It's happening at every level that the feminine is first. So you have to handle all of the levels of it so that you can really have dominion over this reality. And what we need is women to really become conscious of their subconscious power and how they work so that they can have dominion over this reality consciously and begin to create a new world. We have to birth it. We have to birth it through our talking, through our thoughts, through our feelings, through the children that we're giving birth to now. We have to birth it. And we have to do it by understanding our power and how significant it is. And like I said in my post, stop pretending that men are the leaders. They are the leader in this 3D reality because they have more strength. They have more physical might. They can lift shit that we cannot, but they cannot magnetize the unseen into the seen. They cannot do that. And that is why they are fighting over bullshit now, because we have not given them the energetic infused power of the feminine to know how they should really truly be functioning. Because we are out of line. We are out of order. We are out of order. The feminine is out of order. And why is she out of order? Because she is not in connection to the divine. When I tell you guys, everybody's connection to the divine is different and unique, right? But I'm going to tell you what mine looks like. I wake up every day at 4 a.m. Every day I wake up at 4 a.m. I wake up, I do my scan, I get clear about who I am. I move into gratitude and breath, and then I get up and I do my work. I start my meditation. I burn my incense. I'm calling in the divine. I'm remembering who I am. This is 4:15. I do this until about 6 a.m. in the morning time, and I do this every freaking day. And the days that I don't do it, I do deliberate rest. It's deliberate rest, okay? And I pull my tarot cards, my crystals. I pray for my clients. I go through my list of my clients and understand what they're working through and what they're going through, and I pray on their behalf after I do as a part of my own work. And then I pray for my clients. I pray for my family. I see my son, right? I'm praying. I see the world. How does it look? I'm doing my work. I'm doing my devotion to the feminine, because that is what the fuck I'm here to do. I'm not here to be trying to, but there was a time when I thought I was here to be cute, and I thought I was here to, who gonna get me there? There was a time when I thought I was here for all these other things, but that's not what I'm here for. Those other things were me being distracted by the 3D reality. So I do that. And then, before I go to bed at night, I do some meditations. During the day, I do rituals. This morning, every Monday morning, I do my spiritual bath with my jasmine so I can restore my memory and remember who I am. This morning, I did my Sananga plant medicine so that I can really help myself to get more comfortable with things that are uncomfortable. I have to get comfortable with things that are unfucking comfortable. So I do the work. Because if I don't do this work, then I can't be here to assist you in doing the work. If I'm not doing my fucking work, then I cannot be here in integrity to assist anybody else. And our reality is like, our humanity is depending on this stuff right now, you guys. Look at what's going on in the fucking world. If we are not doing it, then it is not going to get done. And no, everybody can't do it for 2 hours or 3 hours a day like I do. But all you need is 3-4 minutes. 5, 10 minutes. Prayer, write something down. Pray for your children. See the world a new way. Pray for the people you hate. Let me tell you, I pray for white people. I pray for white people in these systems. I pray for them to burn and die. I pray for new awakenings to show up. I pray for new realities to come in my heart so that I can see them with new eyes. I do. I pray for the part of me that was conditioned in the old system. I pray for that part of me to die, for her to burn so that the new part of me can rise. I pray. I do. I really do. I know. And it is funny. It really is. But I have to, because if I don't, I'll be cursing them inside of myself constantly all the time. And then I'll continue to perpetuate the system as it is, right? It's only through love that we actually can transmute the stuff. But love is destructive too, let me tell you. Love is more destructive than hate. Yes, exactly. Just sacred rage, sacred rage, sacred rage, sacred rage. All right, you all. So the next moon cycle starts the 20th. We're going to be doing the new moon in Cancer. And so for those of you who are really ready to come home to your inner power, really come on to your inner power and learn how to use it, the new moon in Cancer is going to give you the energy to seed it, So the links will be ready shortly, but we're at a critical time now. We're at a critical time, and it's just like time to get where you belong. That's all, right? It's critical because this is really good. This is all really good. It's hard at first, but it just gets gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder. It really does. It just gets so good where you're like, shit, it's so magical. What was I thinking? You were mesmerized by the 3D reality. It's mesmerizing. Let me tell you, sometimes if I look at a man and if he smell good, if he smell good and he has like big strong hands, I lose my reality. I come undone. Okay? Like, so it's easy to be mesmerized by the thing in front of you. It really is. So don't be hard on yourself if you have been mesmerized. Forgive yourself. It's mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. These things here are mesmerizing. They are. Men, or just any, like, my sexuality is just like my sexuality strangles me sometimes. Literally, I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. It's mesmerizing. So I have to pay it its respect. I have to go, okay. You know what I mean? I can't just be like, no. I'm like, no, let me honor you. But I'm more powerful than you. But the 3D reality, the material world, has power. So I can't be flippant about it, right? Let me tell you, it's like, sometimes I have to just breathe into the energy inside of my body that goes on with me around my sexual sensuality, and just breathe and not fall out, because it's so compelling. It's mesmerizing. So be respectful of it and dominate the fuck out of it too. Okay? Be respectful of it. And it's really important to know, this is the thing, for those of us who really get caught up in romantic relationships, the feminine creates the masculine. Women give birth to the masculine. So any man that is in your life, and if you're mesmerized with him, all you got to remember is that you magnetized him to you. You did that. You did that. He's your reflection. You created that. You created him. You magnetized it to you, right? So when I'm with a man and I'm like, oh my God, he's so gorgeous, I then have to go, oh yeah, I created him. I magnetized him to me. I wrote it down. This is what I want. He's my creation. Do you understand? And then you can have dominion over it. It doesn't own you when you understand you created it. It doesn't own you when you understand you created it. You don't have to be a slave to something that you created, because just like you created that one, you could create another one. You can create this one and that one, and you can create so many of them. You have to understand, when you understand your power, you don't have to subjugate yourself to the external reality. You have dominion over it. Oh, a hawk just landed on my thing. A hawk just landed. Let me see if I can get it. A hawk just landed. Oh. Oh, darn it. It won't come. All right, it's not changing. A hawk just landed up there. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. So yes, so the feminine, when you come into your feminine power, you'll be able to see your creations so clearly. Things like, you'll think things and they'll come. And men will show up the same way. And when you understand that, you're like, oh, I created him. This is exactly the list I made. So then you don't have to worship the thing you created. You're the God. You created it. I don't worship my son. I'm his creator. Yes, the cats do see it. He just blew it. You know what I mean? You don't worship your creations. You don't worship your creations. You honor them. You take care of them. You appreciate them. But you don't worship them. Your creations worship you. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Okay. All right. So this video is going to get uploaded really easily. It's going to happen so easy. Okay. Perfect. Bye-bye, everybody.